Hey girl, welcome back. Make sure that you press the like and subscribe down below and leave me a comment if you have any questions, because today we are going to be going over meal number 3. Some people call that dinner. As a hypnotherapist that has spent many years helping people with weight loss, the important thing to remember is that the way that you structure your thinking about your diet plan, your meal plan, makes all the difference. Now, the reality is that you need food to eat. And so when you think about being at your ideal weight, the weight where you feel comfortable and confident and you don't have any aches and pains and you're sleeping well and you're fitting into all of your clothes and you don't have to worry about your weight, when you begin to think about that vision of yourself where it's no longer a struggle, it's no longer a hassle, you just are at your natural and ideal weight and you eat the food that is right for your body, and it's no more dramas and traumas. When you get to that reality of your life, what is it that you're doing with your food? This is a serious question. What is it that you're doing with your food? What is your plan? What is your strategy? What is the freedom? Like, what is breakfast, lunch, and dinner consist of? Is there even a breakfast, lunch, and dinner when food is no longer an issue? Because the reality is, the problem with the way that we think about food is we think that once we get the weight off, suddenly we'll know how to eat healthy and right for our body. That is a fallacy. That is a diet mentality that is complete BS and has kept women stuck in a cycle of blame and shame and frustration and dieting for way too freaking long, and I'm over it. It is really important to begin to think about and plan for yourself what is the thought process around food when I am at my ideal weight, and begin to live that reality. Then by the time your body releases the weight, then you no longer have to think about it. You no longer ever have to go on a diet to lose the weight to then figure out how to eat right, when you don't have the weight as a motivation to figure it out anymore, and you end up gaining all the weight back because that was the motivation to figure out how to do the food properly in the first place. Do you see the cycle? It is a crazy cycle. We want to end that right now. So one of the first things that I do with my hypnosis clients, yes, we want to rewire the brain, but we have to actually address the food as well. So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to structure a proper meal. Like, what does it mean to eat normally? What does it mean to eat right for the human body? And of course, there's going to be some variations. And of course, you're going to go outside of the exact structure of what I'm going to share with you right now today at some point, and that's totally fine. But there always needs to be a base to come back to, a foundation to come back to, something that is not some crazy diet plan that's just to lose weight. Like, what is a healthy, balanced meal consist of, and what does it look like? So today we're going to be talking about dinner in all of its freaking amazing glory. So first things first, we want to have one serving of protein. You probably could have guessed that, right? Absolutely. One serving of protein, super simple. It's the basic building blocks of the body. All of your cells, all of your hormones, all of the systems, all of the enzymes, all of these things that we don't really care about. We just want to lose weight and feel better. But the basic functioning of the body absolutely 100% needs protein to function properly. Protein also stimulates the hormone inside of your pancreas that says, let's go to the fat cells and grab the fat cells and release them and get the energy out of there and metabolize it. Woohoo! So definitely you want to make sure that protein I actually get at every single meal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's that important. But you only need a serving. So a serving is going to be like, if you're looking at like the palm of your hand, it's going to be about the size of the palm of your hand if it's like chicken or steak or fish or something like that. If you're going to weigh it, it's going to be ounces. That's what I do. I weigh my food, and so it makes it super simple and super easy. I never have to wonder if it was too much or too little or not enough, or maybe I need a little bit more of this. I just keep it super simple. And then weighing my food every time that I'm at home, I begin to build a strategy around like visually looking at it and knowing how much a portion is. But I'll tell you, it's been a really long time, and I'm usually like visually really good about like, sizes, and I can fit things into other things, and I have like that visual spatial acuity. But I'll tell you, when it comes to food, depending on my mood, 4 ounces could be this big or it could be this big. And I swear to God, I will swear that it is 4 ounces, and then I'll actually weigh it after eyeballing it, and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. So what I do is I just use a digital food scale. I keep it super simple for myself, and it's 4 ounces of protein. If you're going to use something like beans or something like that, where it's a vegetarian option for your protein, I do a little bit more. I do 6 ounces, like nuts or seeds or something like that. I'll do 2 ounces. So there's a bit of a variety, but you can see 4 is the average. So if you just kind of like stick with 4 most of the time, then if it's something else, you can make some variations. That's a really good, solid plan right there. Make sure that you get some protein. So number 2 then on here, and hopefully you're writing this down because the subconscious mind responds really well to writing things down, pen to paper. The subconscious mind loves that. It activates it. So every time you write your food down, and I do that every single night, I write down my intention for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Every time that I do that, I'm accessing the genius of my subconscious mind, and it makes it easier and easier and easier to then stick with that and not have to question it or think about it or should I or shouldn't I or would I or if it's enough or any of that drama. The chatter begins to quiet, and we just get to go on with our life eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, just real food. And then we feel invigorated, and our body feels better, and our hormones begin to balance, and we start to lose the weight that we want to lose, and our body goes back to its natural state. And it feels so effing good to keep it simple like that. So just do it. Just do it. Okay, so the second thing here is we're going to have, that's right, vegetables. Wonderful, wonderful, fresh, alive, and vibrant vegetables. Vegetables are full of vitamins and minerals and enzymes and antioxidants and wonderful things that you want in your body. You need those in your body. From every single function in your body needs vegetables. It's got fiber that feeds the gut. It's got the vitamins and the minerals that invigorate the system. Vegetables are wonderful. Now for veggies, it's going to be 6 ounces is a serving. And that's quite a lot, which is actually really good. When we fill up on things that actually have the nutrients that our body needs, loves, and wants, it is like a totally amazing experience. It is incredible. Your taste buds change, your energy changes, your mood changes, your sleep changes, your sex drive changes, like literally everything changes. It's amazing and wonderful, and I want you to have that experience. Your mind clears. There's so much less anxiety and depression and disappointment and frustration. When we give our body what it actually needs, it helps clear the mind. So serving a protein, a serving of veggie. Now this one here is typically, and why I say salad is because it's raw veggies typically. Now, can you have fruit instead of salad? Sure, of course you can. But when we talked about breakfast and lunch, typically I have fruit at breakfast and or lunch. And so to have it 3 times a day is really quite fine and lovely for some people, and a little bit too much fruit for other people. So you're going to have to be a little bit flexible with yourself and understand that you might need to make some adjustments. Now, why I say veggie here and salad here, they're both veggies. That's true, but they're a little bit different because this is typically cooked veggies and this is typically raw veggies. To me, that's the difference between a veggie serving and a salad serving, is that it's uncooked. Now, the nutritional benefit of uncooked vegetables is miraculous. It's got a little bit of a different enzymes, and it's just a different experience for the body. Some people's bodies really like it. If you've got a lot of digestive issues and inflammation and craziness in there, and you've been diagnosed with some things that are going on inside of your digestive tract, sometimes eating raw veggies really is not awesome. and you know it right away, and you're like, oh my God, this does not feel good. I cannot do this. So there's going to be some nuances to what's happening with your body and how disruptive what you've been doing over the last years and decades has been. And there might need to be some changes that you make. I highly recommend that you go to rosestein.com and get on my calendar so we can have a one-on-one, have a conversation about specifically what tweaks would you need to make in this food plan. Or you can go see your doctor or any nutritionist as well. I'm going to put here maybe fruit. Again, sometimes that works really well for some people, sometimes not, but you do have the option. Again, it's really about invigorating the system with fresh, alive, and vibrant foods that allow it to balance out on its own. Now, the fourth thing here is going to be a serving of fat. Yes, hallelujah. This is where the tastiness comes in. This is where we get to give our bodies that fun part. Fat is fun. It tastes good. You get the oils and the nuts and the seeds and the avocados and all of these incredible things, the salad dressings, as long as they don't have other weird stuff in them, that really enhance the flavor profile and bring things together so that the meal that you're having is exciting and fun and tasty. And I know that I kind of go on like a tangent about nutrients sometimes. I do have a master's degree in health education specializing in nutrition. And so to me, like understanding the mechanisms of the body is really fun. Fat actually is necessary for absorbing the certain vitamins that are inside the food that you're eating. So if you don't have fat, like if you are like, oh my God, I have to go fat free, like we all did in the 80s and the 90s, one of the reasons why that was so disruptive is because our body couldn't actually absorb then some of the vitamins that are in the vegetables and the fruit. And then we become deficient, and then we become hungry, and then we are craving more, but then we're eating only fat-free stuff and our body can't. It was just a total mess. So this is how you create the balance. And a serving of fat, it's going to depend. I mean, if it's like, dressing or olive oil or something that's a liquid, it's going to be a tablespoon. That's a serving. That totally makes sense. If it's going to be something like nuts or seeds or cheese, I would do an ounce. If it's going to be something like avocado or hummus, I do 2 ounces. So it is going to vary, but the basic idea is that you get a serving of fat, a couple servings of fruits and veggie, and you get some protein. And literally there's a million different ways that you could put this together in these portions and have a very beautiful, satisfying, interesting, fun, delicious meal that other people will actually start to get jealous of and start to want. I know that it sounds crazy, but trust me, I've been doing this for a really long time, and I've been working with hundreds and thousands of people. It happens every single time. Your taste buds change, the people around you taste buds change, because the human body likes this. The reason why people lose weight and they start to feel amazing and they get to go off of medications and they're sleeping better and they're feeling better is because the human body thrives when we eat this way. When we eat vegetables and fruits and fats and healthy proteins in proper portions, it is so invigorating. It is so invigorating that everything balances out and the people around us begin to kind of come out of their sugar, flour, fog of processed food that they're eating, the fast food and all of that kind of crap. And they start to see what you're doing, and they start to see the light coming on in your eyes and the invigoration and the vitality of your body, and then the brightness and the colorfulness and the beauty of the food that you're eating. And it's attractive. Not at first. I will give you that at first. It's kind of like, oh yeah, so-and-so's on a diet. But once you start to have that consistency and you're showing that strength and like there's the vibrancy that's coming out, oh my God, it's so attractive. And other people around you will just start to want to know what it is that is going on and start to eat the way that you're eating, because it's natural, it's innate. Every single cell inside of your body is screaming at you to please eat this way. Please. Okay. You are so amazing. Make sure that you like, that you subscribe. I don't want you to miss a thing. We are continuing this journey. So if you missed it, backtrack, because last week I talked specifically about lunch, and the week before that I talked specifically about breakfast. And so now we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner set out. And the next couple of weeks, I'm really going to be diving into the mindset. I'm really going to be giving you some incredible tips and tricks and ways and strategies that you can change the way that you think about about yourself, the way that you think about food, the way that you think about dieting, the way that you think about your experience, so that we can lift any of the guilt or the shame or the blame or the disappointment, the frustration, the failures of the past, and begin to move into a future where you feel freaking awesome in your body, and it becomes easy and simple and natural to eat the way that we've been talking about the last few weeks. Okay, so as we begin to build that muscle and begin to remove the resistance, everything that you want from your health and your body and your vitality is on the way to you. I love you so much. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.